You guys, I still have so many movies to catch up on. It's kind of not even funny at this point. Like Operation Finale, we got White Boy Rick, The Nun, Peppermint. I'll get around to all of those, or at least most of those at some point. But for now, let's just enjoy this one. I'm John Hayeck, and welcome to my movie thoughts. The Predator. So putting all controversy aside, I'm a big fan of Shane Black. I think the movie news stories that have been in the circulation the past week have been pretty not favorable towards him, and I completely understand why, but separating the artist from the controversy in this case, I will tell you guys, he didn't do quite a good job in this movie. Just putting it all out there, I don't really think that The Predator was put together, although I know there's a bunch of rumors about the studio coming in, reshooting a bunch of stuff, manufacturing the movie in a completely different way than what Shane Black intended, and it does show in this case. But since Shane Black's name is on the movie, it doesn't say directed by 20th Century Fox. I can't really blame Fox for that. I'm just going to give the kind of crap to Shane Black in this case. So The Predator is a new installment in the Predator movie franchise. What happens in this case is we have this predator that comes to Earth and starts killing some people, but then it turns out there's a bigger, more dangerous predator that's on the hunt for that predator. It turns out the first predator came to Earth to kind of escape from that predator, but then the bigger predator comes, and then we have predators hunting down people in the suburbs. This team led by Boyd Holbrook needs to stop it. Jacob Tremblay might be deciphering the predator's language in some way. We've got Olivia Munn as this professor coming in and possibly helping resolve some stuff with her very smart biology point of view. This movie overall feels like it's trying to accomplish a lot and ultimately doesn't really accomplish much. I'll tell you guys what, I feel like this movie is the kind of thing that does feel as though it was manufactured by a studio, because you've got characters that are kind of set up to do certain things, and then you feel like they kind of go in different directions with characters. Like Boyd Holbrook, for example, he starts out and he's kind of on the job, he experiences these predators firsthand, and he's like, oh man, like some weird stuff's going on, and then he intercepts their attack, and you're like, oh cool, like is he gonna do this? And then he just kind of gets sent off to meet up with these other guys like Keegan-Michael Key and Thomas Jane, and you're like, this does feel kind of like when the studio would have came in and interfered and everything. Again, I can't say for certain if they did or not, so I'm just going to say in this case, Shane Black and the editor made some very weird editing choices moving from scene to scene. Or when Olivia Munn's character was introduced, she's just kind of thrown into the scene and immediately brought to the facility where they're kind of like doing predator dissections and stuff, and you're like, wait a second, how do we know her character from? It just felt like it was super rushed, and I'm like, whoever edited this, it feels weird. Some of the transitions were super awkward. I felt like a lot of the humor in this movie was also edited to land on beats that didn't really feel humorous. A lot of the humor did not land in this movie. I'll tell you what, I think that there are some scenes where the humor does really work. A lot of them involve Keegan-Michael Key. I think that he was very funny in the movie, but a lot of the scenes do not work. There's one scene in particular, I think in a motel, the humor works, and in this living room scene, where they kind of meet up with Boyd Holbrook's wife later in the movie, those two humor scenes do work quite well. But besides that, like, there aren't too many other scenes in the movie that come to mind. There are some one-liners that were pretty funny, but a lot of the humor really misses, and I didn't love it. I'll tell you guys what, though. The action in this movie, it's pretty cool. I do think there are points where it just goes gory to be overly gory, and I didn't really like that. Like, when blood just kind of spewing everywhere, I'm like, we're not doing a Tarantino or Matthew Vaughn movie here. This just, I mean, I know Shane Black kind of plays up blood in that comedic way, like he did in The Nice Guys, like he did in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but in those cases, it at least felt realistic. In this case, Boyd Holbrook, like, shoots a guy, and it just completely explodes his head, and he's killing people in these cartoonish ways, and I'm like, this feels like it's overkill. Again, it feels like it's something that a studio would come in and say, hey, we need more gore, because audiences love gore, because they loved Kingsman, and, I don't know, it didn't land for me. Some of the action sequences, though, are cool, like when the Predator's hunting these people down, people are going after trying to hunt the Predators. The suspense was there, and I liked that. But some of the characters also just didn't feel like they were all that fleshed out. Boyd Holbrook's character, he was fine. He could have been played by anybody. He could have been a Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth role. He was just this kind of military dude. Keegan-Michael Key, again, was good in the movie. Sterling K. Brown was good in the movie. Very underutilized in the movie, though, and in the third act, he just kind of comes across as a jerk. Olivia Munn, weird thing with Olivia Munn. First half of the movie, didn't dig her at all. I didn't think that she really fit the role of biology professor all that well. But second half of the movie, I really liked her, because I'm like, oh, they just shouldn't have written her character as a biology professor. They should have written her character as, like, military biology, like, genius who's been on the battlefield and who also is just super smart and efficient behind the scenes and stuff, too. If they wrote her that way, the character would have been awesome. But at first, it's just jarring, being like, wait a second, so why does this biology professor know how to use these guns and reload all this ammo and everything? It just feels kind of weird. So I'll tell you guys what, The Predator has some interesting action sequences. Some of the humor lands, a lot of it does not land. Some of the characters are cool, some of the characters are not cool. This is a movie that I can see you guys having some fun with, but for me, it was just too disjointed and too weird feeling to recommend you guys go out and see. It's a movie that if it's on cable and you wind up turning it on for a few action sequences, you probably won't mind it, but it's nothing you should go out to the theater and see. It's kind of a mixed bag of a movie, I'll say. Like, I think that it has its pros, it has its cons, but ultimately it's not something that you absolutely should go see whatsoever. You catch my drift on this one? Pretty mixed bag. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. You guys can go over to mymoviethoughts.com, follow me on Twitter@channel Hayeck, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for tons of more posts to make. Links to all three of those in the description down below. You guys can also like this video, comment on it, and share it with some friends. I am John Hayeck, and so thank you guys so much for watching.